It's marathon week. If you're new here, welcome to my channel. My name is Eleanor, and for the past 17 weeks I've been showing on this channel my my journey and my program training for the Melbourne Marathon. By the end of this video I will have run it, which is crazy. For you that might be 30 minutes from now. For me that is still 6 more sleeps away. So I'm running the Melbourne Marathon this Sunday, October 12th. I'm so excited. It doesn't really quite feel like marathon week right now because well, today's a public holiday, so it kind of just still feels like the weekend rather than like the start of marathon week. But I'm so excited. And also, since I live in Sydney, not Melbourne, there's not the same like hype that I was seeing around here like for the Sydney Marathon, where I feel like I was really anticipating the Sydney Marathon even though I wasn't running it. This week, in the 6 days leading up to the marathon, actually, yeah, in the 6 days leading up to the marathon, I'm aiming to run about 40 Ks. I'm going to run Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, have Thursday off. Friday we fly down to Melbourne and we'll do a short run there. Is that Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday? Okay, I'm not going to run 40 Ks and I'll maybe run like 35. I'm probably going to do like 8 Ks today, 8 tomorrow, maybe 7 Wednesday and 5 Friday, and nothing on Saturday. And then I'll run 42.2 on Sunday. Oh my goodness, I can't believe it's nearly here. Well, I don't really have a whole lot to say for today, I guess. I'll put a little timestamp if you just want to skip to the part of the video where the Melbourne Marathon, or at least Marathon Day, starts. Then here you go, you don't have to watch everything else. Since I am not at work today, I usually go to the gym just on days that I work, since my gym is close by my work. Because I've got today off for the public holiday, I'm just going to go to a gym, a smaller one nearby me, and just do my core routine, which I normally do on Mondays, just so I don't, you know, let myself go in this week. I think a mistake I made with my first marathon in April was I pretty much stopped going to the gym completely the whole week of the marathon. I'm not sure about the week before. I think I still went semi as normal. Actually, I think I may have like stopped doing any like weight stuff and was just doing a lot of stretching, basically. Nothing wrong with stretching, stretching's great. But this time around, I wanted to keep up with all of my strength training. Obviously not like get any PBs on like the leg press or squat or anything, and probably not do anything too like, I don't know, like a hack squat or regular barbell squat or leg press. Anything where like gravity might ruin my knees, basically. I'm not doing that. But I am just keeping up with my general gym routine. So today I'm definitely going to do my core routine, especially because I'm quite nervous about getting a stitch during the marathon, because I don't know, that's one of the most common issues I get during races is stitches, which is annoying. Not super common, but when I do have an issue, that's the issue that I do have. Okay, so I'm gonna go run 8 Ks now, and then come back, go to the gym. Daylight saving just started yesterday. Started or ended, I'm not sure. But basically our clocks jumped forward an hour. So right now, this is what the 7 o'clock sky has been feeling like, but it's actually 8 o'clock, which is messing me up a little bit. I think on marathon day I'm going to have to wake up around 4 a.m. So I was hoping this week to wake up like today, tomorrow, 5 a.m. and then Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, 4 a.m. So by Sunday, my body clock is reasonably used to that. Without my training plan, I've mostly been waking up in the 4 a.m. to 5 a.m. window. Especially as like my training got to like its peak period. But since I've been kind of tapering for the past 2 weeks, I haven't needed to wake up quite so early. So I've been waking up closer to 5, which is now 6. So now I need to wake up at 4, which for my body is going to feel like what 3 a.m. has been feeling like. I don't know why they couldn't have waited till after the marathon to do that, to do daylight saving. Anyway, that's fine. I just need to get to bed early tonight. I usually have uni Monday nights as well, in person, because public holidays moved to Zoom, thankfully, since my class goes from 6 to 9 p.m. So I can just do it at home, go to sleep at 9:30. Wednesday night I have class, 6 to 9 again. So that'll be my only like late night, but every other night I'm going to try to go to bed really, really early because I am anticipating like some nerves and excitement on Saturday night. So I'm just going to try and bank up as much sleep as I can before then, since I might not get as much as I would like on Saturday. Anyways, now 8K run. I did this in Wales. Everyone's watching the wheel. That's so cool. .5K is done. I was planning for like 8, but I had to just go a bit further to watch the whales. It's so cool. It's amazing. I was just like running, and like people are always kind of looking off towards the beach, so I was like, yeah, they're just looking at the ocean. People love to just look at the ocean, which I understand. But then like I was just running, the people in front of me were like pointing, and then they're indicating to each other, not to me. And I glanced over, and right as I glanced over, there's this huge whale, not like right near me, but making a huge splash. It was so cool. So I just stood there for a while, and then I ran a bit further down to get a good view. So yeah, it ended up being 9.5Ks to get home. I'm just making my smoothie now. If this is your first video of mine you're watching, I have this smoothie like every single day pretty much, straight after my run, because then I have to like shower and it takes me a while to make breakfast, so I like to just get something in me straight away. But I've got ice and soy milk in here. Then I use this Nature's Way plant-based protein powder. 2 scoops is 30 grams of protein. I don't know how much of that your body can like absorb all at once, but I like to just at least load up in the morning, and hopefully my body absorbs at least half of it. And then I put matcha in. It's 10 o'clock now. My body feels like I think it's, is that 11 o'clock? What? Let me check the time. It's 10 o'clock, sorry. We have an analog clock just here that my mum normally changes for when daylight saving starts and ends. So it is 10 o'clock. Although why would it say 11? Wouldn't it say 9? Oh no, it says 10 o'clock. Oh my god, sorry, it literally says 10 o'clock. I just can't read an analog clock. Anyway, my body thinks it's 9 o'clock. But I'm trying to make sure as I mentioned, that I'm trying to wake up at 5 tomorrow and 4 a.m. for the rest of the week. So I'm not gonna have too much matcha now, even though it feels early to me, and I want caffeine. Oh, sorry. And then I just use this dairy-free yogurt, Koyo. I prefer Coco Bella. They've been recalled for some like dairy contamination or something. Hopefully they'll come back soon because it tastes, I don't know, it tastes better than this. It has like a creamier consistency, whereas this one, it feels like flaky coconut sort of, but it still tastes good enough, and it's better than having dairy for me. So I'm gonna make this and go to the gym and do my core routine. This is my core routine. I do almost exactly the same thing every single week. I do the same set of movements, just sometimes to different lengths of time or different reps. I'm honestly not very good at some of these, or I don't feel like I'm very good at some of them, like for example crunches and bicycle crunches. But even just doing these small movements once a week, I think it's really helped me to build a strong core, and it just really doesn't take much time at all. So I'd really recommend doing this for runners. And then I just finished up with some single leg RDLs. I usually alternate week to week, 1 week doing regular RDLs and the next week doing single leg RDLs. I usually do 3 to 4 sets, but I just did 1 today. This is my breakfast. Although it's, focus on that please. It's 11:45, so it's kind of like brunch because yeah, I slept in and did everything a little bit late. I made this last Tuesday, not the rice, but the noodles and like this stir fry. So I'm just trying to finish it off. The rice my mum made last night. Yeah, if you'd like the recipe or something, you can watch my last week's video. But it's just capsicum, carrot, snow peas, broccoli, tofu, Hokkien noodles, like garlic, chili, vegetarian stir fry sauce. And then this morning I've just added rice and like a ginger and chili mix thing that my mum made. And I'm gonna have lunch at my brother's house. I'm not sure what time he plans to feed me, so I'm just gonna try and get lots of food in my stomach before then. Dinner. Oh, I mean lunch. Everyone else's lunch.
It's my dinner.
Kitty.
Oh, no, you go first. No, he can go first.
Thank you. I'm coming over to celebrate.
I'm in class now. I'm on mute, so there's no need to whisper. We just had a break, and I just made some moves on that break, but I didn't have time to eat them, so I'm just gonna eat them now while I try to pay attention. My class just finished an hour early. That's so good, because I was planning to leave early anyway, so I can sleep early this week. But him just ending the class early is even better. So I'm gonna listen to some ASMR now and go to bed and actually try to wake up 4 or latest 5 tomorrow to get my body ready for Sunday. Good morning, Millie. Hello. Hi. I've been back from my walk with Millie, and I am gonna go for like a 7K run now, maybe? At least 6. Somewhere between 6 to 8, depending on, I don't know, how I feel, I guess. It looks like it's about to rain, so I need to go like now before I convince myself that I just wanna be cozy this morning. Because while I definitely need to rest this week and not over train, that doesn't mean that I should just run, not at all. I need to maintain at least a baseline of fitness. But I need to, yeah, I don't know. Anyways, this morning I managed to get up at 5:20. I got up at like 6:40 yesterday, so 5:20 today, which for my body would feel like 4:40. It's pretty good. And then tomorrow, I think I need to wake up at like, actually 4:40, which for my body will be 3:40, so that I can run and walk Millie before going to work and uni. I've been having so many nightmares lately. Some like marathon related nightmares, but some just like even scarier stuff, if that's possible. Anyways, all right. I also made a to-do list this morning before I left of just all the uni stuff that I am behind on, and I love making to-do lists. I feel like either it shows you that like it's actually not that much to catch up on and you'll be okay, or it'll show you that like, yeah, it is a lot and it's what I thought, or maybe more than I expected, but at least I've like made a start almost. At least it's like in a form where I can just look at it and it's manageable and understandable, instead of just having this vague idea of like, I have to do that, I have to do work, oh my god, I have to do all these things. Today as well, I think I'm gonna pack because I'm working Wednesday, Thursday, and then I'm leaving at like, my flight's at 10:30 Friday, so I'll need to leave home. I need to be at the airport 2 hours before, I think. Tomorrow as well, carb loading. officially starts. I won't go too like as much for tomorrow. So tomorrow's Wednesday. So Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, 4 days of carb loading. That'll be like 3 days of like intense carb loading, and Wednesday will just be like kicking up my carb intake from normal. So I'll basically be having like rice for breakfast, lunch and dinner for Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And then tomorrow I'll probably have like a rice dish for lunch and dinner, but I'll have like my regular breakfast, I think. I'll talk about carb loading a bit later, because before my first marathon, I didn't really have any understanding of what carb loading really means for a marathon and how much food that is. So I'll talk about that later and do some maths and then talk about my carb loading plan. But for now, I'm just gonna run 6 to 8 Ks. I just finished my run. I only did 7 Ks. Well, I mean, not only, that was in the range of my plan. But it just took me a bit longer because I saw dolphins. So I had to stop again. So if anyone follows me on Strava and you see like my moving time versus my elapsed time, the difference is yesterday I saw whales and today I saw dolphins. Which is cool. My protein matcha smoothie. I'm just preparing a little frozen yogurt snack. Well, I'm preparing a yogurt snack that I will freeze for Millie, because she does not tolerate being brushed unless she has something to distract her. I'm making tomato, avocado, eggs on toast for breakfast.
It's about your mom. It's not looking great.
We can't make it some drama with the 10-year-old.
It is so disgusting of her. Like, I feel like she's so disgusting. But
Out there saving money.
Yay, it looks yummy and good. Uh-oh, someone's heard I just sat down to eat. Always watching me. I'm just studying now, and of course she looks weird. Hi, Millie. I'm reading this book at the moment, and the main character is a swimmer, like a competitive swimmer in high school, and she keeps talking about having pasta parties with her swim team before like swim meets and competitions and stuff. So I've just ordered some pasta on Uber Eats because I love pasta, and when I carb load for Why did you make that noise? Come here. Come here. Yay. If you've been watching my videos, then you may know I eat a lot of pasta. I love eating pasta. It's one of my favorite things to like eat before doing my longer runs, or just I've been eating it like my entire training plan pretty much, because even if I haven't been doing like a long run the very next day, I've just been running so much that my whole training plan that a constant stream of carbs has been really useful. However, for this coming marathon and for my first marathon, I didn't carb load with pasta because I just find that I need I just always want to add other like things to make it tasty, basically cheese and chili and salt. And I don't want any of those 3 things in me before my marathon. Chili and Parmesan are not good for my bathroom situation for the marathon, for race day. And salt, I don't want to feel bloated basically, because you already will feel a bit full and bloated from how much you have to eat carb loading. I ate a lot of plain, like fully plain rice for my first marathon because I was just scared of like any extra things that might upset my tummy a little bit. This time I think what I'm gonna do is buy some fried rice from this place that I just love their fried rice, and then cook some plain rice myself and just bulk it up heaps with like lots of plain rice, so that the proportion of like fried rice ingredients versus just rice, the proportion of like rice gets bigger, if that makes sense. That's what I'm planning to do. However, today's Tuesday, so I don't know what benefit eating more carbs today would have for my race Sunday, but I'm gonna have my last pasta dish today. There's a lot of talk about pasta and rice. I don't know if anyone cares, but that's my plan. This is like eggplant something pasta, and of course I got a side of chips. I am packing at the moment for Melbourne. I need to have my marathon race day outfit, obviously, another running outfit for shakeout run Friday, and of course I have to pack my running fuel. So this is the belt I'll be using. I think I showed this in a video a few weeks ago. It's what I used for my first marathon as well. It looks like this because I've just had to pull it really, really tight and then sew it shut there, because once you start adding stuff, okay, I've eaten a bit today, so it fits at the moment, not exactly how it will fit on race day. But once you start adding stuff in here, I found that it got kind of heavy and would like jiggle a bit more if it wasn't really, really, really tight. I've made it really, really tight, and it's one size fits all, which is not true. So my fueling strategy, sorry, did I sit on it? Is one of these every, you can't have this. What do you think? I wonder if like airport security will be like, what is this weird substance? Anyway, my fueling strategy is one of these every 20 minutes. 20 minutes, 20 minutes, and then a caffeine one on the hour. So that's 1 hour, and then an hour 20, an hour 40, 2 hours, 220, 240, 3 hours, 320. Hopefully that's all I'll need. That's so much. And then I've got an extra 3 plain ones and 1 caffeine one. I might do 3 hour 41. If it looks like I'm going to finish closer to 4 hours, then I'll have one at 340. If it looks like I'm on track to finish closer to 350, then I'll just, ride through the 3 hour 21. This is crazy. They won't all go in my bag. In my belt. I'll hold probably the first 2 at least in my hand for ease of access. Okay, great. Fueling is ready to go. Okay, cool. Hello. Let's go for a walk. Why are we going up here? I don't want to be up here. I don't want to be up here. Really? Really? What the heck? Ow, this bush is so smart. What the hell? What are you doing? What are you doing? What the? Why did we go that way? This is dinner number 1, leftover from the pasta I had for lunch. And then in the microwave, I'm just heating up the other pasta that I ordered from the same place. But it's a pesto pasta. Pasta number 2. That first one was the most delicious pasta I've had in so long. I don't think this will be as good. Here's my hack. this small container I bought, and then I just made some plain rice, mixed it in here, and now this one container is now these two things. And honestly, sometimes fried rice that I buy from takeout places kind of like too salty and like flavorful. Not too salty and flavorful, but it's like has enough flavor that if you just bulk it up with plain rice, it still is very flavorsome. I was going to talk a bit about carb loading tonight, but it's already 8:45 and I want to wake up at like 5 o'clock. I want to get 8 hours sleep, so I'm going to go to bed. I'm going to read for a little bit and go to bed, and I'll find some time to talk about carbs soon. But I'm starting carb loading tomorrow. I'm doing an 8K run today, and this will be my last run in Sydney until after the marathon. So the next time I run in Sydney, I will have completed the Melbourne Marathon. I feel like as I've like gotten closer, like in like the last 3 weeks of my training plan, a lot of things have become like the last this, like the last long run, the last tempo run, the last interval, the last 7K run where I passed by this beach, or the last 6.2 run, or the last run where I have a tummy ache, or like all these little things that are kind of insignificant. But to me, I just like, oh my god, it is the last one. That's so true. Everything just feels significant leading up to the marathon. I will still run on Friday in Melbourne. Just because, I mean, it's probably like not super necessary, but I don't know, I feel like my body will feel weird having Thursday, Friday and Saturday off running. So I think just doing a short one Friday will be good. I mean, yeah, there's a reason like people always organize shakeout runs. I've been having so many nightmares. I've been having like, yeah, like I mentioned, marathon related nightmares, which are usually just things like, oh my god, like it's snowing and I haven't packed any like snow gear for the marathon, or I'm trying to like leave the house for the marathon and just things keep happening and I can't leave the house on time, and like my gun time I know has gone off, and I'm like, oh, it's fine, like you can always start after the gun time. I don't want to do that. Or I think I mentioned last week, it's like someone telling me like the plan's really easy, that plan is really doable and manageable that you've been doing. But last night I was just having really scary dreams. Actually, my dog has been in danger in last night's dream, which was very scary. Anyways, I am gonna go for a 8K run now. Last Sydney run. So cute. It's an E in my name because someone knows I'm running a marathon, and it looks like maybe they're drawing a heart. Oh my god, they are doing a heart, or like a peach or a butt or something. Last Sydney run done. Time to walk Millie. I've got like her eye gunk I just wiped. I didn't know it was still on me. Hi. Hello. There's a wow, she looks so big. Touch. Oh. My smoothie. Tink. gonna make some porridge now. Here is my breakfast. I ate it with blueberries, but I forgot to buy blueberries. I just looked at the packet and this porridge has about 20 grams of carbs in it, which is pretty good. That's kind of like the amount in a standard size of a standard piece of bread, I'm pretty sure. Don't quote me on that though, and every bread is a little bit different. But I think the bread that I normally eat, when I was planning for my first marathon, I was looking at the carb amounts, and I think it was about 20 grams. For my leg day at the gym, like I mentioned, I didn't want to go too heavy on the weight, so for my Bulgarian split squats, I did with an 8 kilo dumbbell, 4 sets of 10. Normally I use, I think, a 10 or 12 kilo dumbbell. And then I went on the seated leg press. I normally don't use this leg press because it doesn't have much range, so I don't get much depth when I go down. But for my taper week, that was useful. So on 30 kilos, I did 3 sets of 15. And then just finishing up on the abductor, 3 sets of 15 on 20 kilos.
Show me the chips. Oh wow, they are like
Thin ones, all for me.
from Courtyard.
All for me.
You're sharing with me now.
I'm in bed now. I left class early so I could sleep early. That's what I'm doing. Now I just gotta put all this back in here. Hello, Millie. For breakfast, I'm having, this is essentially 4 bowls of rice. It is vegetarian fried rice, so there are veggies mixed in, but it's probably like 95% just white rice. I'm also having my protein smoothie, which I'll have one more tomorrow, and then before we fly out, and I won't have it when when it's Saturday or Sunday morning because I won't have a blender in the hotel. Okay, so carb loading. This was actually, I don't know, I was excited about carb loading before my first marathon, and generally, like marathon training and like running in general, one of my favorite things, and I think some people's as well, is that I just feel like you can just eat everything. I don't have the mentality of like, I have to run because I've eaten. I definitely don't have that mentality, but more just kind of like, I have to eat because I'm running lots, if that makes sense. I don't know. I think I used to have, like, as a teenager, it's kind of idea like you have to earn your food through running. No, I don't believe that. I don't live by that at all. But yeah, marathon training and like increasing my volume so much, it made me feel like I can just eat and eat and eat, and like I'm gonna use all of it, and it's just gonna help fuel me and help me run better. However, carb loading for a marathon specifically, it kind of goes in that territory of like, you know, like you're eating a normal amount and not exercising, like you're increasing your exercise and increasing your food, and it's amazing. And then it kind of starts to like get into this territory of like, okay, this is actually too much food, and it's also just like kind of boring food. For me at least, I've chosen pretty much rice-based dishes the whole way through, because just to eat so much food, I feel like rice is kind of like a nice inoffensive flavor and texture for me, maybe not for you, but compared to like, yeah, trying to get my carbs from like pasta or bread or other things, this is just easy to eat a lot of. So I found my notes that I wrote last year actually for my, not last year, last in April, my marathon. And then also just looked a bit online again this time around. And basically the suggested carb intake that I have just seen repeated over and over again in the lead up to a marathon is 8 to 12 grams of carbs per kilogram of body weight. So if we go closer to that like 10 to 12 range per kilo, for me that would be about 560 to 672 grams of carbs per day. So yeah, if I put that closer to me at, let's say 600 grams of carbs, then if you just split up breakfast, lunch and dinner, 200, that's easy for me. I'm about a 56 kilo woman, so if you are marathon training or if you're thinking about carb loading, you need to do this math yourself, of course. But if you're maybe similar to me, then maybe this will help you like get an idea of what you need to have. In a cup of my oats, 1 cup of my oats, half a cup I think? Per serving. I think per serving is half a cup. So in half a cup of oats, when they're not, when they're like raw, I don't know what the word is, when they're dry, before you cook them in milk or water, that's 22 grams of carbs. So a full cup is 44. However, a full cup of cooked rice is about 45 grams. And to me, a cup of cooked rice is a lot easier to eat than a cup of uncooked oats. Then cooked up. The volume that would be bigger. So yeah, if I'm just aiming for 200 grams of carbs at each meal, then 4 cups of rice, 4 cups of cooked rice should be just under 200 grams. And then if you just kind of add things like bananas in throughout the day, actually, what is a banana? I thought I had this written down. Oh, bananas 23. Yeah. 4 cups of rice each meal and then 2 bananas throughout the day. That's already it. When I was preparing for my first marathon, I made like this plan of like all these different foods and was like doing all the calculations of carbs for each thing. When it actually came time to carb load, I looked at the plan I'd made and all the different foods I was eating. I was like, you know what? I just can't be bothered, okay? It's just so much food. I'm just gonna do rice. It's just the easiest thing. It's not the most exciting thing. So tonight I'm gonna actually have like rice noodles, which I really love. And that'll just like spice things up a bit. And then tomorrow night, we're going out to dinner. So, you know, if I have like rice for breakfast and lunch and then a fun dinner that still is vaguely the same carb amount, then I feel like that's enough variety for me. And Saturday will just be rice. But if you are someone who like is gonna struggle with that lack of variety, then you just have to plan it out beforehand basically, and it's totally doable, I think. I'm not a dietitian, I'm not like a sports dietitian or nutritionist or anything. I'm just going off advice that I've like read online in like some books, and then also I have seen a dietitian. I no longer see her because I feel like I'm in a really good place with my food, but I saw her when I was training for my first marathon, and that's kind of a good idea if that option is available to you if you're really unsure of how you're feeling. For me, my exercise increased so much and I didn't really take that into account with how I was eating, and so, you know, I was getting just like really tired and getting headaches and stuff like that, and it seems like pretty obvious in hindsight, but yeah, when you increase your exercise to a level that you never really have before, it's not always intuitive what you should be eating. There are, I'm sure, like a number of great like sports and running specific dietitians. For me personally, it was more important for me to choose a dietitian that had like a background, like specialization in patients with eating disorders or history of eating disorders, because that's something that I have dealt with and it's not something I've really struggled with for a long time. But being someone who exercises so much and has had a complicated relationship with food, it was just really important to me that I didn't, without really realizing, kind of lapse into those same patterns or same thoughts again. And seeing her helped me kind of confront that even though I felt like I was in a really good place with my body and food and exercise, there was still a lot of ways that I thought about food that through speaking with her I realized, oh, maybe that's actually some lingering effects of like my history of disordered eating. And yeah, we worked together through that. So she wasn't necessarily able to give me like all the specific advice about food that is like ideal for like running, or like what you need for this of running. For me, I was kind of worried that if I saw a sports dietitian, they might just say like, here are the quantities you need of this and this, and your what are they called, calories or whatever else, your macros or something. I didn't want to kind of deal with any of those numbers. The only numbers I feel comfortable dealing with is carb numbers, so I don't count calories or anything. And I felt like going to a dietitian with that like knowledge and experience and sensitivity would just be a lot more beneficial for me, and it really, really was. So if you, not even if you're marathon training, but if you're just kind of exercising in general, or even just have a difficult relationship with food, that was something that really helped me. So the stuff that I like say about food is informed by that experience with my dietitian, but I don't have the qualifications of a dietitian, so please just like any advice or anything I may say, take that with a grain of salt. What works for me won't work for everyone. Okay, I'm gonna get to eating now because I have to leave in like 40 minutes, and it actually takes me like half an hour to get through this bowl of rice. Actually, probably longer. It took me like an hour last night to eat that container of rice. So let's get eating. On my break, I went to the gym for my upper body session, again dropping the weight lower but doing a bit more reps. I started on the pulley machine. I've also seen this called a cable low seated row. On 10 kilos I did 4 sets of 15. Then I did lateral raises using 2 4-kilo dumbbells, 4 sets of 12, and finishing up with shoulder press using 6-kilo dumbbells, 4 sets of 12. But he just is very smart. Yum! Huge bowl of rice noodles and a little bit of choice hey, it doesn't look that big. Or maybe it does look big to normal people who don't eat huge portions, but I can't wait to eat this. Bowl number 2. It is 8:15 p.m. now. I'm going to bed, waking up at, I guess, 4:15, maybe 4:30, so I can get just over 8 hours of sleep.
Our last walk together. Then it's goodbye forever.
Till Monday. My breakfast, which is just fried rice and rice noodles mixed in, and my protein smoothie. Friday morning, we are going to Melbourne today, which means marathon weekend is pretty much starting.
Thank you so much.
I love you.
Bye, love you.
We're leaving in like just less than an hour. I'm all packed, besides the final things like toothbrush and laptop and chargers that I'm currently using, and then we'll be going. So I'm just gonna take my time eating this and then leave. Bye, Millie. I love you so much. Oh, okay. Bye, love you. Time to go. The airport. Hi. I'm on the plane now. We're in Melbourne. My dad's shoe collection. For one marathon? I don't understand. Oh, thank you. Well, are you sponsored? Thanks.
The new Fleep by Tokyo.
I don't think that's it. Going for a little shakeout run. I don't know if I should wear a t-shirt or a long sleeve though. This is where we'll be finishing.
This actually might be the start line.
Oh, maybe this is the start line. Here's our toilets. It's actually so warm. I underestimated Welcome to race weekend. Sorry about my shaky camera. He's running too fast. I told that man easy run, and he's like, yeah, easy. He takes off like a 5:45 pace. I was like, excuse me? No. Flowers. And a ducky. And a duck. Aww. Chips! Yay! We're going to have pasta and chips and something for dinner. Yay!
No, it's Chinatown, so we could like go down at 4 o'clock or something.
Okay.
Oh no, I think that's What do you mean?
My chat.
Beetroot salad?
Not half
I want.
Is your option with me?
Potato ravioli, I think. Yummy. And chips.
You don't get sunlight for nope.
This is the view from my hotel. Why is it so purple out here? We can't open these balcony doors. Anyways, I'm gonna go to bed. We're actually going for another small shakeout run now. I'm whispering because my brother's asleep in the room. With two of my dad's friends. My dad and his friends run fast though, so I'm just gonna be like, you go, I'll catch up. I want to live in a hotel. That staircase. So nice. Yay! Do I what, sorry?
Yeah, right.
If I ate salmon, that would be so good right now. Oh my god, look at these things. Okay, this is plate number 1. Just heaps of hash browns. There's a bit of mushroom and cheese truffle. Oh my god, so exciting. And there's my dessert for now, but I will get some more food in a second. More jaffle. I've still got my croissant though. Breakfast dessert. What? You shouldn't be walking on that. Aren't you? In my hotel room. I'm feeling kind of anxious. I think part of it is just like physical. I'm not feeling like mentally worried. I'm just getting kind of like physical anxiety. Mostly just like fast heart rate. That also might just be like what I've been eating lately and also exercising less than normal. So I'm gonna have a bubble bath now and just read my book and get off Reddit. That's probably the best thing to calm down and feel better mentally. This bathroom is so nice. See? I just got this from room service. Yummy. Okay, this honestly is like the pasta I wanted to have last night. What I had last night was still good, but I just want something simple. Yay! I have made my marathon playlist. So I'm all ready tomorrow. I'm just having listened to some songs. I've, put in a certain order. So it goes from like upbeat, like happy indie pop kind of songs, then to more like techno house music, then to like female musicians, and then into my final like 5 to 10k songs, which are the same as the ones I did for Canberra Marathon. Something about these songs, they just really hit. Namely, I'm trying to finish the marathon to either Ultraviolet by the band in Anchor's Songs and Perfect Snogging, or Anakin by this band called the Ryons, which I really love. Those two songs, they make me feel so powerful running. Anyways, I just had a little dance to the songs as well to kind of get rid of some of the just like the physical anxiety symptoms I was having, which I think actually helped a lot. I don't know. I want to like run and dance more now, but I'm trying to rest. It's like 3:30 now, so besides that, my outfit is ready. I don't know, my AirPods are ready. I'll get my ribbons for my hair ready, and just put my gels in my belt to make sure that's all fine. I think I've showed this earlier in this week already, how many gels I'm having. Just to speak a bit more on that, those gels are 30 grams of carbs each, and advice I've heard is to try and replenish 60 to 90 grams of carbs per hour, which while running, while doing intense exercise like that, not just in general. So having 2 gels an hour or 1 every half hour would just be getting enough. Having 1 every 20 minutes or 3 every hour would be the 90 grams every hour. So that's why I'm trying to have 1 every 20 minutes, even though that probably sounds excessive. I spoke to someone today who said that she's got like 5 gels and she's gonna have 1 before and then just 4 for the marathon. And I was like, oh my god. I mean, if it works out, of course. But I was like, I'm so stressed about running out of energy. We're gonna have dinner at like 4:30, 5 o'clock, and then go to bed early. I need to put all of the like race day morning stuff out of my mind, because even just doing like a 10k or like a shorter event, just like arriving at the event and all of the like pre-race jitters, they're just so bad in the morning. But once I start running and we're like in the flow of the marathon, it'll all be good. And then it'll all be over. Anyways. Melbourne, you're kind of pretty. Just kidding, Melbourne's actually really pretty. Dinner time. My family went out to get Chinese food, but I don't know, I was too tired to move. What is this? Vegetarian fried rice and plain fried rice. Exact same thing as this week. Yay! Gonna try and get as much in me in the next 40 minutes so I can go to sleep soon. This is all the goo I'm gonna be eating tomorrow.
Water bottle full.
That's disgusting. But I need my carbs. It's marathon day. Oh my god. I cannot believe it's here already. My brother's asleep, so I'm just trying to be a little bit quiet for him because it's like 4:30, 4:15. I feel pretty bloated because of all the carbs I've been eating. It's okay, I felt bloated before my first one too. I woke up at 4, had a coffee and banana, and then shower so that I can stop drinking any more liquids, and I had some water as well, with the aim of stopping drinking any liquids after 4:15, 4:20, because we're leaving here at 5:45. So it's 90 minutes to flush my bladder out. My race starts at 6:30 though, so if I need to, I mean, I can still have sips of liquid and everything, and I will obviously during the race. But yes, just try to minimize the pre-race bathroom visit, which will probably have to happen anyway because of anxiety. But anyways, I'm just gonna do my hair now, put on some sunscreen, and then just do a bit of warm-up stretches and everything, and then just be zen. Yay. feel pretty warmed up. Weather's good, I've trained enough, and I'm pretty sure I've fueled enough, and I will fuel enough on my run with my 5,000 gels. The only thing I guess that could really go wrong that's in my control is just going out too fast and blowing up later. So yeah, I think I just need to focus on like pacing myself correctly in the first half, maybe even like the first 30 Ks. And if I can do that, then I think today will be really good. No, I don't think, I know. Today will be excellent. Everything that's in my control. Do I sound like a control freak? I feel like I keep talking about like, control the things you can control. Prepare for the things you can't control, but it's true. I am anticipating that I will have like a chronic pain flare up in the first 10 Ks. I'm like well used to that now. If you're new to my channel, I have neuropathy or nerve pain from like a nerve compression injury sort of thing 2 years ago, actually coming up to 2.5 years ago probably. May 2023, so yeah, about 2.5 years ago. That chronic pain issue, like, it mostly flares up when I'm like sitting or resting or like lying down for long periods of time. But it does sometimes flare up when I'm running. Not all the time, but when it does, it usually flares up. I've been noticing around like the 5 to 9K mark, sometime in between then. But if I just keep going, it does go away. I haven't done a run longer than 29 Ks in this training plan. For my first marathon, I did training runs up to 35 Ks. So there is a chance that it could flare up after 29 Ks, and I'm just not. I haven't run that far, so I don't know if it flares up then. But you know, like I'm used to flare-ups all the time at different points, so this won't be any different. I'll be able to get through that. Okay, it's like 5:15 now, so we're leaving in half an hour. I basically just need to like get all of my bathroom breaks out of me. And then this bra, it actually has like this sleeve here for padding. I took the padding out, I didn't need it. And I'm gonna put my spare earphones in here. And then right before I leave, I'll change into my shorts, put my belt on, my watch, and then go, I guess. We're jogging to the start line.
Sensational. Head out for 3 kilometres. Preparing. Plenty of time as you are to the start zone.
Nervous now. Woo! 1:30 in. Someone gave me a snack. think I can get back up now. So cute. Oh, bye. Oh my god, yum! Pizza for lunch. Pies. Yay, yummy. They look so fresh. Are you about to take one?
No, I'm about to squeeze my lemon.
Okay, I think them sometimes and I appreciate it.
We're back at the hotel now. I'm gonna have a nap, or at least just like rest. I don't know if I'll be able to fully nap because I think I had 4 caffeine gels, which is like 400 milligrams of caffeine. I would do a marathon debrief later, but just know I'm very happy. Celebration dinner.
Woo! Marathon winner!
Yay!
22!
This is buffalo mozzarella, I think. Maybe? Some bread, chips, and spinach. I've also got broccolini coming. Yay!
No, I think so, right?
At the hotel gym, in my finisher shirt. It's empty. Yay! But it's a really nice pool actually. Maybe I should go get changed and go for a swim. I can't swim. It's so bad out there. On the plane now. I am back in Sydney now. It is all over. The race weekend is over. I was actually kind of expecting a bit more like post-race blues to set in by now. After Canberra in April, I remember literally like probably within like 10 minutes of finishing the race, I was just hit with this feeling of like, oh my god, I've just spent all this time working towards one goal and now I've achieved it and it's done and my life has no meaning because I don't have a goal to work towards. And the future is just a big blank empty space ahead of me. This time around, I don't feel like that, which is good because, I don't know, I think I'd have a bit more appreciation for like how hard I worked for both marathons and how much I really was trying to tell myself for this training block to savor my rest, the rest afterwards and enjoy the marathon and enjoy just be happy that you've done it and not need to jump into another goal, which is how I feel this time around, so I'm happy about that. So as for the run itself, I mean the most important thing is I'm very happy. I'm so happy I got sub 4 and just how I felt pretty much the whole run. During my Canberra marathon, I felt really great throughout most of it until about kilometer 39 or 40 when all of a sudden I was just kind of hit with like overwhelming exhaustion and like, I felt like I was gonna cry, but from a mix of like happy tears and like pride that I was doing this, plus a mix of just feeling like I'm on my last leg of life. But my pace didn't drop in Canberra. I felt subjectively worse, but I still finished at a really strong pace, so I didn't get like the dreaded bonking or anything like that. This time around, because I knew what I was expecting, I knew what I was going into, I was so scared of that happening again. But it didn't. Like, I felt really strong and good the whole way through. The only thing that did happen, and it didn't really substantially affect my time. Like I think I maybe could have shaved a few minutes off, but overall it didn't like destroy my run or like force me to drop out or anything. But my right leg started to cramp around 30 Ks in, and it was like a very, very minor cramp. And I was like, okay, maybe I should just slightly adjust my form or like adjust my gait a little bit. So I did, and as soon as I did that, I just suddenly had this really short but intense, like sharp knee pain when I landed, and I was like, I think I like gasped out loud. I don't know how noisy it was around me if people heard, but I was like, oh my god, what's happened? So I switched back to how I was running before, and I was just kind of just like, okay, just lock into this position and just like keep moving on like autopilot. Like don't move any other muscles, don't try to engage a different part of your leg or body, just keep going like this. And I had like maybe 2 or 3 more moments of knee pain over the next like 7 Ks. Probably like, actually no, over the next like maybe 5 Ks. That really scared me. And I started to freak out a little bit, and I was kind of just telling myself, okay, it's not gonna help you to panic. Let's not panic until we absolutely have to. Because I started thinking like, what if this peak pain gets worse? What if it's about to come on, like I'm about to get some really, really bad pain, what if I have to drop out, blah, blah, blah. But it wasn't at that point yet. And so I was just like, let's just put that to one side for now. And when that, or if that comes up, we'll deal with it. For now, let's just keep going. So I did. The cramp didn't go away, but it didn't get worse. Well, it kind of did go away actually by like the 39th kilometer. But yeah, from pretty much that whole like 30 to 40 K section was kind of stressful. I started the race at, I'll put my splits on screen. I started the race at a 5:30 pace, and my plan was kind of to linger there until I felt ready to go to maybe 5:20 a kilometer. And I stuck to my pace pretty well. Kilometer 6, where I've suddenly got 5:54, is because my alpha flies, if you run alpha flies, I'm sure you've encountered this problem, but the outer sole, they have like a huge gap in there, and I got a rock caught in my shoe. And it's just on the outside of the shoe, which is a lot easier, I think, to deal with than like having a rock inside your shoe and having to take the whole shoe off. But it was like rattling around with every single step, and I was like, maybe it'll fall out, and it didn't. And I was like, oh, okay, should I like sacrifice 10 seconds now and get it out, or should I like hope that it falls out at some point, or should I just deal with it for like 35 more Ks? And I was like, no, okay, we're only on kilometer 6, like let's just get this out now. So I stopped and did that, and didn't pause my watch, of course. But that's the discrepancy in time there. That took maybe like 15 seconds. Then the rest, I stayed pretty on track. Kilometer 14, there's a very, very slight incline there. And then the next kilometer's a decline. But yeah, pretty much I was staying around that 5:30 the whole time. And then about at the half marathon mark, I thought about speeding up, but I was just so scared of bonking that I was like, oh, let's just put it off for now. I definitely felt I had the energy to, but I just was like, I have no idea. I'm only halfway, like I have no idea what the next 21 Ks are gonna feel like. So I put that off, and then I thought maybe I would just speed up in the last 10 Ks instead, but then the cramp happened, and I figured I would just maintain my pace and not, go too crazy. I knew that I had sub 4 in me, definitely. I knew that was pretty much going to happen. So I was like, it's not worth speeding up in the last 10 Ks and then not finishing because I've like pulled something or injured my knee or something. And then, as you can see, around kilometer 39, I was like, okay, cramp is whatever. I'm so close to the end. Let's just empty everything that I have. So those kilometers, so around like 5:15 for 39, 40, 41, and then 4:47 for the 42nd kilometer, and then 4.5 Ks for that last 200-meter stretch. So I clearly think I like had quite a bit of energy left in me, and I think I had the fitness to go faster earlier on. Unfortunately, it was just, yeah, the cramp that got in the way. But I'm still really happy. And I'm not sure exactly like how I can prevent that for next time. I mean, knee pain I think would just be like from overtraining maybe, and not doing enough strength work around that. Cramping, I'm pretty sure it's from like undertraining. I know a lot of people say it's like electrolytes and salt and stuff like that, but I do think from what I've read, the primary cause of cramps is not training enough for like the activity or whatever it is you're trying to get your muscle to do. And I feel like I trained a lot, so I was like, why am I cramping? But all in all, like, it was a very minor cramp that didn't slow me down. It just prevented me from running faster. So I'm very happy. Melbourne, the course itself was really enjoyable. There was a lot of, there were like maybe 3 moments where, you go one way and then loop back around, which meant that when I'm going this way, there were faster runners coming this way, which meant I could see my dad like 2 or 3 times, which was nice. And it was a mostly flat course. There's a very slight incline literally right at the start, it's not like an incline that will destroy you and ruin you for the rest of the race. It's very manageable. And then there's an incline around kilometer 37. That one is a bit more difficult compared to the first kilometer. It's a bit longer and just a bit more steep, a bit steeper. And I didn't notice at first that we were even doing an incline, because it kind of starts quite subtle, until I was like, why am I going so slow? Not so slow, but I was like, why do I feel like I'm going so slow? But training in Sydney and doing coastal hills, like, that was nothing. That hill in Melbourne was nothing compared to the coastal hills here. So that was fine as well. And then the only other issue I think with the course was that, and it's something I knew ahead of time going into it, but around maybe 35 Ks, I'm not sure exactly, you meet up with the half marathon runners, but you meet up with the slower half marathon runners. So I think they set off an hour after the marathon, maybe. And if you're meeting up with them around 30 Ks, then that's... I met up with them probably 3 hours. You're meeting up basically with like the back half probably of the half marathon runners. I don't know exactly, but there were definitely like people walking that I was encountering. Nothing wrong with walking, but just to give you an idea of well, like how far into the half marathon, which people or like which waves you're linking up with, which just means that in the last like 7 Ks, when you kind of want to you don't want to deal with any more obstacles, you do have to deal with a lot more weaving through people, which is annoying. It wasn't a big issue for me, but there was one moment where I actually like had to like shuffle for a second and like almost like run on the spot because people were just at every point and I had nowhere to go. And I was like, what the hell? But apart from that, the weaving through people, like I was able to do it. It was mostly okay. But yeah, it is annoying. And I've heard people complain about that online. I thought it would be worse, so at least knowing that ahead of time, it wasn't as bad as I had imagined it to be. But it's not something you want in the back half of a marathon. The weather was really good. It was like 11 degrees and overcast. I think I felt rain like at one point maybe. The spectator crowd was nice. And the finish of the MCG was so cool. Like my mum told me that her and my brother would be on the right side inside the stadium somewhere. And I was like, okay, I'll keep an eye out. And I ran in there and I was like, there's like people everywhere. I was like, I have no idea how I'm going to see you. But you just feel like, I don't know, you feel like just an athlete, like superstar finishing in there, getting to run in the MCG. So that was really cool. The only other thing I had to say about the marathon actually was I was expecting, as I mentioned, to have some kind of chronic pain flare up, and that never happened, which was really cool. I don't know if it's like no, I mean, a lot of it, I think, yeah, it's just like race day magic, which I feel like you just won't understand unless you've run one of these races, and where like things just kind of come together and something just like clicks, and it's just like, yeah, something you've been working towards for ages, and like the environment of everyone around you, and like the supportive running community and the spectators. Maybe there was like pain, but I was just too caught up in the moment and like adrenaline and everything to notice it, which was cool. Apart from that, I think that's kind of everything. Like, I'm just really happy with how it all went, pretty much. Notwithstanding like the small cramp and slight knee pain and brief moment of panic from that, it was still just like a perfect and great day. I was so happy. Yeah. If you like have any questions about the Melbourne Marathon or thinking about doing it, and want to like ask me anything, you can let me know. I feel like I've yet forgotten any useful information I might have, but it's a good course, and it was really fun to be running in Melbourne. So that, I guess, is my marathon journey over. I'm not sad, actually. I don't feel like dead inside yet. For now, I guess like the next thing for me is just to still rest and to just let my body recover however it needs to, and I'll get back to running and I'll get back to the gym whenever I do. I don't have any like specific plans for getting back into being active. I'm just gonna listen to my body. I slept in today, which is so nice. I can sleep in tomorrow, which will be like crazy. I am going to take like a small break from YouTube, I think, because I have fallen behind on my uni work a bit. I have classes for the next 4 weeks, and then exams to the end of November. So I just won't be consistent with uploading weekly like I have been. I don't know when I'll post next. Maybe I'll just make like a video like getting back into exercise post marathon. But I probably won't post anything for at least like 2 weeks maybe. But thank you so much for joining me. If this is your first video of mine, or if you have been following along the whole time, thank you so much for coming along. So I guess I will see you when I see you, and whatever the next goal is, I mean, this definitely won't be my last marathon, so there'll be something to work towards next, but I'm not sure when that will be. So thank you for joining me.